Hello, Assalamu alaikum everyone. Welcome to Econometric and Research Gateway. Today we are going to talk about the second lecture for applying the panel data models using the stata. In this lecture, I'm going to tell you how we can apply the fixed effect and the random effect using the stata. In the second phase, I will talk about how we can compare between the fixed and the random effect. And in the third phase, we will talk about how we can compare between the random effect and the simple ordinary least square. So we will need to move on towards the stata. So here comes the stata. In the previous lecture, we already talked about how we can generate the descriptive statistics, the correlation, how we can apply the regression analysis, simple OLS, and how we can generate the VIF score for the variables of interest. Now we need to apply the fixed effect. So the command for applying the fixed effect is quite simple. Simply we need to type xtreg space, our main dependent variable is CO2, followed by green innovation, EPS, GDP, and GF, green financing, comma, space, we need to type fixed effect, FE, because we are applying the fixed effect model, and you need to press enter. Now here comes the output for the fixed effect regression model, where these are actually the coefficients, these are actually the t statistics, and these are the p values. Okay, now in the next step, what we have to do, we need to apply the random effect model. So for the random effect, the command is very simple: xtreg space CO2 space green innovation, first independent variable, followed by second one, GDP, green financing, comma. Now we need to type RE. RE stand for the random effect, because we are interested in applying the random effect model, and you need to press enter. Now these are the outcomes for the random effect. Okay, so now we have applied both the fixed effect and the random effect using the stata on our model. Now the next step is how we can compare between the fixed and the random effect. Okay, so for this one, the process is quite simple. First of all, we need to run the fixed effect, and the command is already there. We need to just click on this command. It is here, just here. These are actually the output for the fixed effect, and afterwards we need to type estimates store fixed, and we need to press enter. Afterwards we need to repeat the same for the random effect. We will click on the command for the random effect, which we have just generated in the previous discussion, and we need to press enter. These are actually the outcomes. Now we need to store the coefficients for the random effect. So the command is very simple: estimates store random, and we need to press enter. Now both the outcomes for the random and the fixed effect have been stored. Now the next step is we need to apply the command, which is xtest. Sorry, the command for comparing between the fixed and random effect is Houseman fixed random. This is actually the Houseman test for comparing between the fixed and the random effect. So we need to type Houseman fixed and random, and we need to press enter. Now these are actually the outcomes, and the whole findings. We need to check this chi-square value. It is 81.09, and we need to check for this probability value. Now the probability value is 0.00, which is highly significant at 1%. Here we need to keep in mind the two things. H naught is saying that the difference in the coefficients is not systematic. The difference in the coefficients, here you can find the coefficients for the fixed effect. Here comes the random effect, and the difference between both of these coefficients. Here the H naught is saying the difference between both of these coefficients, between the fixed and the random effect coefficients, this difference is not systematic. Whereas the H1 is saying the difference in coefficient is systematic, or in a simple word you can claim that H naught means that random effect is more appropriate model. Okay, yeah, or we can say that random effect is acceptable. Okay, whereas the H1 is saying fixed effect model is acceptable, just to make it simple. Okay, so now we need to just focus on both of these coefficients, either through this p-value, which one will be accepted. Obviously the p-value is highly significant, this p-value is significant at 1%, means that h1 is accepted, means that we can say that fixed effect model is acceptable, or in other words we can say that this h0 is rejected or h1 is accepted, to claim that difference in the coefficients is systematic. So in the whole discussion we can claim that through fixed and the random effect, the findings are in favor of accepting the H1, which means that fixed effect is more appropriate comparatively to the random effect. So this is all about how we can apply the fixed and the random effect, and how we can compare between both fixed and the random effect. Now the next step is we need to check how we can compare between the random effect and ordinary least square. So the process is quite simple. Simply what we have to do, simply we need to run the command for the random effect, which is xtreg space followed by our main dependent variable, which is CO2, green innovation, EPS, GDP, green financing, and RE stand for the random effect. Okay, now these are again the findings from the random effect, and if we want to compare between the random and ordinary least square model, the command is xtest0. Okay, the command is xtest0. Now again you can check that these are actually, you can say, the chi-square value, and this is actually the probability value. Okay, now again the probability value is highly significant at 1%. So in other words, if the findings for the xt-test0 is highly significant, again we need to check h0 and h1, where the h0 is saying simple OLS, ordinary least square model, is acceptable. Okay, so whereas the h1 is claiming that random effect model is acceptable. So based upon the findings, we can claim that this probability value of xt-test0, which is also known as Bruch and Pagan-Lagrangian multiplier test for the random effects, the probability value is highly significant at 1%. We can claim that h1 is accepted, means that between the ordinary least square OLS and the random effect model is more appropriate. So the guys, this is actually the whole process, how we can apply the fixed and the random effect, how we can compare between fixed and the random effect, and how we can compare between the random effect and the ordinary least square. So this is actually the whole story. Stay tuned for the next video. Thank you.